Hey guys, my name is JessiMew, and welcome back to the Ancient Legends Challenge. In the last episode, Melody's fire grew bigger than ever before when a brand new little heat-bodied baby was born in our tribe. Little Star Wisp is like the embodiment of the heat body, with its markings and its beautiful colors. It blends in perfectly with those little orange spikes. And I just noticed too how much the heat body looks like the cactus. I wonder if that's because the cactus is found in the warmer climates. Maybe that's what it's supposed to represent. Either way, he looks gorgeous, and I'm sure that he's going to be a great one for us to follow into the mountains, of course. I think in this episode, the flames are quite likely to start branching away from the safety of the tree, the only shady tree that we have on this entire island, so their journey is definitely going to be a rough one. Thankfully, since we have a younger heat-bodied individual, we are quite likely to be able to bring it to the mountains. I'm not sure about Reyli and Katniss. They'll probably pass away before we get there, but I'm sure that they're going to teach their son very well. And their daughter too. Luna might not have the heat body, but she wants to be a protector of sorts, just like the saber soldiers of old. I wonder if she might even like to meet our two little adventurers, Rex and Florence perhaps. They're just about to embark on an adventure of their own into some untraveled territory. Unfortunately for them, I do believe this is where the bearyena ran off to. But he is very weak right now. He was actually poisoned by our brand new tribe mate, so fingers crossed that means they're going to be able to take care of him quite easily. So now that Florence has picked up some berries for the road, let's bring her into the tall grass, and let's have her sniff around too. She doesn't smell anything yet, so she'd probably say it's okay for Rex to go forward, but let's have him sniff around all the same. We don't want him stumbling into any major dangers. Where on earth is he though? Do you think maybe he's trying to escape from Whale Island entirely? Well, let's bring Rex up here. I feel like he probably would be a little bit reckless. He's much more nimble than his friend after all, so he probably figures that he should be scouting ahead for her. But despite her slowness, her big body means that she is a little bit stronger than he is. And of course those grand horns as well. So if he does find the bearyena, he's going to need her help to take it down for sure. Now I think I may have heard a little bunny stealing some berries. Oh no, I think it was you back here. And unfortunately, Avalanche is far too tired from singing his mournful songs to notice the bunny stealing his food. Maybe this is where his father is going to have to swoop in. He's probably looking for a little bit of food to munch on too. He's been doing some very, very hard work, burying all of our fallen tribe mates. So perhaps he's going to notice those mournful songs as well. Maybe it's time for you to cheer your son up. He's had some trouble coping ever since his mother passed. Now, Mammoth, if you hear the bunny stealing food, I know that you're going to be on high alert now. If anyone was going to stay behind here in the savannas, I feel like it would probably be him. Even though it's a little bit difficult on him because of his spiky body, he's not very resistant to the heat either. This is where he would stay just to protect his most favorite food source. And speaking of food sources, I think there was actually a mole back here. It's something that Florence and Rex would usually love to hunt down together, but since they're distracted by their other journey, I wonder if perhaps this would be a good way for Luna to prove herself. We'll bring her over here so she can set herself up, and hopefully on the next turn she can grab that mole from behind, and maybe offer it up to Rex as a way to impress him. I feel like because he's the only one with the saber fangs, and of course she knows the stories of the saber soldiers, she would actually be quite smitten. Maybe she wants to impress him because she has a little bit of a crush, but of course she's so young, he's not likely to pay her very much attention. Oh no, the bunnies have come up to you now, Glacier Paw. Yeah, good thing you picked up those berries. Mammoth would be very, very proud. So Star Wisp, I wonder if your mother would let you lead the charge? She probably wants you to gain a little bit of confidence. She knows you're going to be the one setting sail in the end, so let's have you jump into the tall grass. You can sniff around. Oh my gosh. For the bunnies. Oh, we found the bearyena. Well, good news, he's still poisoned. Bad news? He might might get a whiff of you, Star Wisp. Hopefully you're well enough hidden that he's not going to notice, but I can't say that I'm too confident about that. Well, let's bring Reyli to your side then. We'll scoot her over here. Maybe we'll have her pick up some of the extra grass too. That would actually work pretty well as an escape route, so she's probably trying to clear out a pathway so we can get away. I guess we'll bring Katniss up here as well. She can also clear out a little bit of that extra grass. Unfortunately, these aren't going to make for very good escape routes because they're blocked by berry bushes. So maybe she's just trying to point that out to him. I mean, she knows firsthand how frustrating it can be when these are in the way. She always had trouble with that by the shady tree. But with both of their claws combined, even if the bearyena does take notice of their family, I think they should be able to take him down pretty easily. Oh, and I just noticed too, it looks like the bearyena is actually helping us. I think he may have taken down one of the bunnies that was stealing our berries. Well, that's a bizarre twist of fate. I guess the beryenas have to eat too, though. It probably has nothing to do with making friends with our tribe, to be honest, especially not after Kuvan poisoned him. I do feel like Bellatrix is probably gaining a little bit of a soft spot for a spotty Dalmatian, though. I mean, honestly, he was pretty unique from the start, but she's starting to see just how clever he is. She's never seen anybody in the tribe poison someone before, so that's pretty amazing in itself. But he's also the one who showed her about these stinky fruits. So I don't know, maybe she's starting to think that he would be a good one to settle down with, a good one to start her family with. He does have different immunity genes we could use in our tribe, but he also has some pretty rotten genetics. We would have to make sure that we put the normal eyesight into his first slot, and then I guess maybe the runner's leg, just to make sure that we don't pass that no paw instead, just to make it a little bit less likely that we'll see it on their babies. Yeah, let's go ahead and breed these two. Bellatrix has excellent fertility, so hopefully this will work on one try. There we go. And then we can have her settle down in that nest, especially if the bearyena decides to go after a different family. I feel like he's a little bit too scared of Kuvan right now after getting hit by his... Oh my gosh. After getting hit by a scorpion tail. Oh, Star Wisp. Oh, the bearyena did find you. Thank goodness he's not bleeding, but his family is going to rush in to save him now. The bearyena only has 7 days left on his lifespan. Katniss, you land in an attack. Reyli can come over here and finish him off. And you are going to be just fine, Star Wisp, but don't you worry. You know, I was thinking that if their babies ended up sick, that would be a great reason for us to unlock the purse now with stinky fruits. But now that their baby has been injured instead, maybe this would be a good reason for them to seek out the healer's blessing. He has so much ahead of him after all. His destiny is so great. They can't bear to see him pass away before his time. So I think that's going to be next on Katniss and Reyli's mission. They're going to try to find a way to heal him once and for all. Oh, and look at this. A little bunny has come right up to you, Bellatrix. Oh, how lucky is it that? About to have your very first baby and you can have a little bit of breakfast in bed. Well, I guess Kuvan should be safe to pick the stinky fruits now. It's not like we have any more beryenas to worry about, but I still do want somebody to come up here and at least lick all of that juice off of him. If not just for the potential danger of it, then definitely to get more of those licking actions for the purse now. So, can Aluna jump in and grab that mole yet? If you come over here... Oh no! Oh, I forgot that she's too hot! Oh, Luna... Oh no, I think you're going to scare this mole away. She has the exact same curse as Florence, but because she's so young and so ambitious, she is unfortunately going to reveal herself to the mole before she can even catch it and bring it back to Rex. Well, Florence, maybe you could help her out a little bit by picking up some of this grass. Oh, because she is going to be so heartbroken. Nothing to show for all of your efforts. And Rex, meanwhile, has absolutely no idea what's going on. He is completely oblivious. He's just carving out his pathways too, making sure that his best friend is able to follow. And in fact, if he opens up this path right here, I think they should be able to make it all the way over to the clearing. Aside from Bellatrix herself, they might be some of the first to truly explore this area beyond the savannah. And once they get past all of that tall grass, it's kind of just smooth sailing. Maybe they'll be some of the first to make it over to the ports as well. If we could find the right creatures to settle down underneath this oak tree, that would be a pretty excellent way for us to gather up our food. Actually, Florence, you have the hammertail, don't you? You could do some cracking too? Very, very interesting. They might be a good family for that after all. Now, Mammoth, go ahead and grab your berries, completely unfazed by the battle that just took place. And that just leaves Glacier Paw to confront his son as he sings his last mournful songs to the bunnies around his stump. Yeah, I think you definitely need to intervene here, Glacier Paw. You don't want him getting too friendly with the bunnies after all. Avalanche has actually had it pretty hard, mentally at least. Since his mother didn't pick him to be the leader, he feels like nobody believes in him. He wanted to prove that he had what it takes to truly become a leader. But with that heat bearing down on his body, he's starting to feel like maybe his mother was right. Maybe it's too hard for somebody like him. Of course, that was never really Lolly's intention. When she passed the crown over to the heat-bodied sisters, she just wanted to ensure that her son would get the chance to actually have a childhood. The childhood that she never had the opportunity to experience. Speaking of childhood, let's see what this very first baby of Kuvans is going to look like. Oh my goodness! You look so much like your father! Oh my gosh, their patterns have been swapped though. Her spots are the light color that he has on his fur, while her actual fur color is the dark color of his spots. How funny is it that? And not only that, but because of that peacock tail that he was carrying, it looks like she has inherited the hammer tail instead. So she might not have the secret weapon that her father has, but it's still a pretty decent sight for our ancient legends. You must be very, very proud, Bellatrix. It means that she should be able to hunt down bunnies with you, because without that hammer tail, she would have been a little bit too weak. I like how the hammertail itself seems to be the same color as her mother's fur, so I guess that's her little contribution to this baby. She is so precious. The next name on my list is Shelby, so welcome to the tribe, little one. I'm sure it'll be very fun to watch your adventures unfold. With those double running legs, she should be quite good at picking up the stinky fruits as well, even better than her father. But I would like them to have a few more babies. So let's have Bellatrix scoot on over here. That way she should be able to plant down another nest. She can pop it right next to her previous baby and lick off some of those stinky juices. That way we're at least getting a little bit of that licking action done. Oh my goodness, and the bunnies. The bunnies are running amok. They are absolutely everywhere. Maybe this would be a good time for Avalanche to go after one of them. Glacier Paw can't reach this one after all. So just to appease his father perhaps, he'll go ahead and hunt down some of the bunnies for him. That way I won't seem like Avalanche is just sitting around moping all day. Honestly though, the saddest part of all is that he's settled down right next to Magic's remains. And I do feel like that has a little role to play in why he's so sad right now. Now Shiny Luna, we're gonna have to bring you through that tall grass again. Oh, I wonder if the sounds of her crying in the grass would intrigue Florence. We'll bring her over here so she can lead her through the tall grass a bit more easily. She doesn't know what's wrong, but there's no way that she'd leave a baby all on her own. I'm sure that Luna would be a little bit too embarrassed to explain what happened. She probably just wants to pretend that this mole experience never took place. I wonder if she's going to be leery to hunt down any more moles after this. Especially in the company of Rex and Florence the Explorers. That one bad experience is probably making her think that she just doesn't have what it takes to hunt down moles. But hopefully Florence will be able to convince her otherwise. She seems like a very motherly soul to me. Maybe it's just that big body and all of that fluff around it, but I can see her being like the biggest mother hen of the bunch. I don't really want Rex to get too far away. Maybe he would start to come back too, since nobody is really following him right now. He's probably getting a little bit concerned. And then we just have the heat-bodied sisters to move as they search for a way to heal Star Wisp. I guess that would cause them to stumble directly into Kuvan and his family. I wonder if maybe he would know anything about healing. I suppose he's probably never been to the mountains, so maybe in all of his travels, he happened across some of the healing fruits. I wonder if he would be able to tell them stories about the healing fruits, and maybe then stories about the purse-snouts as well. I mean, you would think this would be a pretty good place for us to find purse-snouts in general. Maybe he's known a few healers in his time as well. He is pretty old, so he's probably seen his fair share of islands. So let's go ahead and skip the day again, and of course see what the second baby is going to look like by the stinky fruit tree. Oh, excellent. This baby has a cracker jaw, and I think I heard the big hello from our resident whale again. Hello, big guy. I missed your songs earlier, you know. I'm glad you remembered to sing for us. Now, what's a little bit more unfortunate is that this baby does appear to have the deformed paw. He has the scorpion tail in his inactive traits though, so that's good to see. But he won't be picking up any of those stinky fruits with his father, so I'm sure that he's a little bit disappointed that he won't get the chance to pass that on to him. Still though, Shelby is going to be an excellent stinky fruit collector, so he at least has one little protege. I guess their son is just more influenced by his mother in general. He's going to ensure that her digging ways will live on at the very least, even if he doesn't have the digging trunk to give us more food in the process. So the next name on my list is Diego. Welcome to the tribe, little one, and now let's make a room for the flames. Star Wisp has some injuries that we need you to take a look at, so let's bring him all the way up to the stinky fruit tree. We might as well. Maybe they're wondering if some of those delicious juices will be enough to heal his wounds. So as we have Bellatrix go ahead and lick off the stench, of course, we'll have Kuvan pick a few more. Though I wonder if we should have her have one more baby too. Should we at least have them breed? I guess we'll see if it works. If it works, then it must be meant to be. One more try for the scorpion tail. We'll have Katniss and Reyli gather around too. Probably curious as ever to see this magic at play. And it looks like they actually have a couple of little roots that they could dig up. One over here next to the baby. So in exchange for Kuvan's knowledge, they're giving him some extra food. And I'm sure the little glutton is very happy with that trade. And speaking of gluttons, I think it might be time to move a mammoth between the two bigger berry bushes. Yeah, I feel like that's going to be a more efficient use of his time. He's been picking this one measly berry off of the shriveled up berry bush, and honestly, if he's going to let any bunnies get to berries, I feel like it should probably be this one. But with any luck, maybe Glacier Paw will be able to take care of any remaining bunnies before they even get that far. It looks like little Luna is all grown up too, so she can take on her final gem. And then it's time for you two to skitter into the shadow of a Rex, I suppose. He's getting very, very worried now. We can bring Florence all the way up here, but that's about as far as she can go. So Rex, you have time to do some scouting ahead again. Let's sniff around in the distance to make sure there's no more predators lurking about. Luckily, it seems like the bearyenas have all skittered away, now that we've shown them a thing or two with that scorpion tail that we have. But now that Kuvan's final day is here, I wonder if that's going to leave us vulnerable to their attacks again. Oh, and the most mournful song from the whale this time. Oh, that was a song just for you, Kuvan, a send-off from the mighty whale himself. Honestly, I feel like that would probably inspire Avalanche. Like, he doesn't want to worry his father, but I'm starting to think that singing might just be his calling. Let's bring him back up to the stump. Not only is this going to light up more of the bunnies for his father to actually chase, like without that, I don't think he would have been able to grab this little morsel under his feet. But that gives him a good opportunity to set up for a future duet with our great whale friend. So Kuvan might be gone, but you've seen firsthand how he took care of these stinky fruits. So let's see if a wisp can get his paws dirty too. We'll have Reyli go ahead and lick off the juices. Then one more fruit. We'll bring Katniss over to the other side to lick him some more. And they can tell that it's not really helping to heal his wounds. These stinky fruits aren't anything like the healing plants, no matter how similar they might look in color. but it should mean that we're getting even closer to unlocking the purse now. We're almost halfway there already. So maybe we could even have Shelby come over to help out too, literally taking up her father's role right in his place. And that gives Bellatrix a chance to settle down inside that nest. We'll have her pick up this one just for the extra material. That's kind of what we really need to bring to the mountain after all. And it gives Diego a little bit of time to explore, probably sniff around for some roots to dig up in the future. Florence can tell that Luna has been lagging behind, so maybe to give her a little boost of confidence, she would nudge her ahead, but that puts her right in the direct line of sight of her biggest crush, Rex, who is still completely oblivious. You know, I wonder if she could knock down some of these poisonberry bushes. It's not as though we have anybody who can actually collect from them safely. So maybe as a desperate attempt to get his attention, she would knock this one down for the extra food. And the extra nesting material too. I wonder what he would think of that. Would he even notice? If he's scatterbrained like his father, I wonder if he's too distracted by these berries. Oh, no wonder. There's a bunny stealing from them? I swear I just saw someone swipe a berry. Yes, there is. Oh, he's too distracted by the bunnies. We'll grab those berries so the bunnies can't get to them. But unfortunately that leaves poor Luna in the dust. Florence saw though. Florence was pretty impressed. In fact, we could bring her over here to knock down the other one too. Florence just can't wrap her head around it yet. She has never experienced love herself, so I can't imagine she would know how Luna is feeling right now. But we should be out of turns, so let's go ahead and skip the day again and see if hopefully this baby is going to have a little bit more luck with the scorpion tail. Oh my gosh, I forgot that she's passing away. Oh, that is so sad. But at least this baby inherited her hammer tail again. So one last gift from Bellatrix, another great hunter to go after all of those bunnies. Especially since Shelby is a little bit too distracted. Gosh, really, that's a bit traumatic for you, huh? Katniss is about to pass away. Oh, they're all just dropping like flies. Well, come on over here so you can at least protect the babies for us. And that leaves Star Wisp to pick up some of the last of those fruits. Lick those juices off of him, but the wounds still haven't healed, so their hope of finding a cure in time is fading. Oh, who are you, little one? Oh my goodness, I haven't seen the blind eyes in such a long time. Not since the very beginning of Adam's quest, actually. Oh, they are so chilling. And with those beautiful antlers too. I mean, granted, she does have double no paws, which is kind of unfortunate in her case. But with those giant big ears. Oh, I wonder if she heard Avalanche's singing? She was lured closer by that alone. Very, very curious. Well, Glacier Palm, go ahead and invite her with a little bit of food. I'm sure she definitely needs it. She looks very tiny. She probably doesn't get very much to eat, so she must be very, very weak. But she just couldn't help but investigate the sound of that beautiful music. So I guess all your singing has paid off after all, Avalanche? You've certainly gained yourself a few admirers. Let's bring her over here, I guess. That way she can settle down right next to the stump and listen to his music. And Glacier Paw, it looks like you're gonna have to come over here and pick up this bunny for us, because Avalanche is far too distracted to go hunting. Let's have him sing. Oh, she must love that. I mean, since she relies on her sense of hearing so much, this is a great way for us to prove that he has an excellent singing voice. Otherwise, I'm sure she wouldn't have come anywhere near the stump. She came of her own will too, which is kind of cute. And despite her flaws, you have to admit that she is gorgeous. I wonder if a little bit of forbidden love might even blossom between these two. It seems quite likely with the way that they met. I know that their babies aren't likely to help us in the mountain. They certainly wouldn't have the genetics that they need from their mother. But still, sometimes matters of the heart take priority in this tribe. So in the next episode, we'll get to know a little bit more about our newest wanderer. But for now, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys!